Hey everybody, welcome to Elevate. This is Deanna Johnson Cauthen and I'm your host.
And I'm Adriana, your co-host, and we're the mother-daughter talk show team that's here to elevate your life.
Yes, and we have a great show for you today. We are going to be doing several fun things. This week is our Old Tech, New Tech Challenge. For those of you who don't know about that, we've done a couple of these shows before where Adriana challenges me to use some new technology and I challenge her to use some old technology. Well, it's my turn today and I'm going to be using some new technology, and so you want to stay tuned to see how I navigate that. Also, in our Around the Town segment, we will be taking you to none other place than the good old ATL, Atlanta, Georgia, my hometown. There's so much to see here. There's so much to do here. And I'll be taking you all around and showing you to some of the places and spaces and sites that are popular here in the metro Atlanta area. And finally, last but not least, during our how-to section, Adriana is going to be walking us through some baking basics. Sometimes people think baking from scratch is just too much, it's too hard. Well, it's not. And she's going to show us some basic things that you need to have in your kitchen and some easy recipes that you can use in the kitchen for baking success. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Well, before we get into anything else, we want to give you an update on our summer exercise challenge. We call it the Stepping into Summer Exercise, Mother-Daughter Exercise Challenge. And Adriana is going to give us some updates. I already know what the updates are, so I've prepared my spirit. I'm prepared in my spirit. So Adriana, go ahead, share with our audience what the updates are as far as our steps are concerned.
Okay, so my mom got 39,692 steps in this week.
I'm proud of that, by the way.
I got in 50,863 steps.
Wow, let me see those cards for a second, please.
Don't tear it up.
No. Well, Eric. Just as I thought, there has been a transposition of numbers. I got in 69,239 steps. I won!
You did not win. You are being a terrible sport.
Well, you know what? I didn't win. But that's okay.
You didn't think I would be able to do it. You thought that I'd be eating your dust.
You've won 2 weeks in a row. I'll give you that. I've been...
I mean, it takes 2 weeks to form a habit. So, obviously, I'm in the habit of walking more than you.
Well, no. I have been slack, but I am about to put my Road Runner shoes on, and baby, it's goodbye. You know what I'm saying?
That's what she said last week.
Yeah, well, this week I mean it. Okay? I mean it this week, okay?
It's like you're turning over a new leaf, but it's like the same leaf being flipped.
You know what? You should have been spanked more often.
You didn't do that, so you're just going to have to live with the results.
I'm done. I'm just saying that it's a new week. We're starting a new week today, right?
Yeah.
Our new week starts today. Tune in, because next week the results will be different. Thank you very much. Okay, share with us some newsy stuff, some trending topics. What?
Okay, so a few days ago, a Florida man pulled a gun on a Starbucks worker who messed up his order.
Oh, that's
He was very upset that she forgot to put the cream cheese on his bagel, so he pulled a gun on her and threatened her.
Wow.
But it turns out that she was the police chief's daughter.
Oh my goodness, you kidding. He pulled the wrong gun on the wrong bagel girl.
Yep.
That's a hot mess.
I just don't understand what is wrong with the Floridians. If you are from Florida, please tell me about this in the comments.
Yeah, maybe there's too much salt in the water. I don't know. But he pulled a gun on a chief police daughter. He got the wrong girl.
Yep.
Wow. I would dare say he was having a bad day. Bad
day.
Well, I've never had a date that bad. Okay, give me one more newsy, trendy thing.
Well, a lot of people, studies have shown that a lot of people have been quitting their jobs in the past several months.
Yeah, I read
if
this.
they're not given the option to continue working from home.
Wow, yeah, I think that people have gotten a taste of the good life and they've seen that they have options.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not going back. I've heard that, I believe it's at least 4 to 5% of people are quitting, which that may not sound like a lot of people, but when you talk about the working force, millions of people, that adds up to millions. That adds up to several million people not wanting to return to work. And so with that, I have a question for you, for my viewers. Would you, if your employer decided that they no longer wanted you to work from home, would you quit your job? That's the question that we would like you to answer. And you can answer that question in the comments section of our Elevate Talk Show YouTube channel. Please give us your feedback. Would you quit your job if your employer said you can no longer work from home? So please give us some feedback on that. We're going to take a break, but we will be right back. Well, we're back and we are getting ready to do our Around the Town segment. This is the segment of the show where we take you to spaces and places around the country, various different states and cities. And today we're taking you to none other than the big old ATL, which is Atlanta, Georgia, my hometown. And there's just so much to do, so much to see here. And although we live here, so many times we have visitors who come into town and we take them around. And it's just so much to do and so much to see, don't you think?
Yeah, there's so much to do. And we have all kinds of great times just driving around Atlanta, seeing different things.
And it's a lot of history here. We've got the old and the new. That's the great thing about being in Atlanta. So take a look at our video of the ATL. This week, our Around the Town segment takes us to none other than the city of Atlanta, the capital of the state of Georgia and my hometown. Atlanta, which has deep roots in the civil rights movement, is home to the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Site. Although I have visited the historic site many times with family and friends, coming back never gets old. During my tour there, we visited the MLK Center for Nonviolent Change, and as we walked along the mall, we viewed the crypt of Dr. King and Mrs. Coretta Scott King that sits in the reflecting pool with its cascading waters. A trip to this historic site would not be complete without seeing the King family home and the Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Dr. King was co-pastor from 1960 until his assassination in 1968. Another vibrant place to visit in Atlanta is the Pond City Market, a converted historic Sears building that is now a market with food halls, shops, and living space. Whether visiting with friends, shopping with family, or using it as a backdrop for a wedding anniversary photo shoot, spending time in this refurbished space always makes for good memories. Centennial Olympic Park, a 22-acre public park built in 1996 for the Summer Olympic Games, is another must-see when visiting Atlanta. The lovely fountains, bronze statues, and sitting areas make for a wonderful gathering place for out-of-town visitors and hometown residents alike. And don't leave Atlanta without stopping by the Varsity, the largest drive-in fast food restaurant in the world, and getting a hot dog or a hamburger with some French fries or onion rings. Atlanta, a city full of rich history and an abundance of culture, is an exciting place to visit and a wonderful place to live. Well, don't go away because we will be right back. Welcome back. And now we're going to do something called the Old Tech, New Tech Challenge. We actually have done this a few other times on the show, and this is basically where Adriana challenges me to use some new technology, something I haven't done before, but I challenge her to use some old technology, something that she's not done before. So today was my turn, and I had to use some new technology. Adriana, you want to tell our audience a little bit more about what we're doing?
Yes, this week I challenged my mom to cast something from YouTube onto our TV using the Chromecast device. Since she usually doesn't do it, she usually makes me or my dad do it.
Yeah, I'm lazy like that. I'll admit it. I mean, I figure why do it if I've got two techies in the house, and so I actually have never gone through the steps of casting anything on a TV. So I did that. I did something. So take a look and check out what I did.
All right, you're on camera, Mom.
Okay, so here we go. Me trying to cast something from YouTube, folks. I have never done this. I'll admit it. I'm a bum when it comes to technology. I know the basics. I know what I need to know, so I'm not going to shame myself.
Yeah, but you always use me and Dad like we're your human remotes.
Yeah, but why not use my resources? And with them being here and knowing how to cast and past and last, and why should I have to do it? But now here we are at the moment of truth, and I have to figure out how to do this for myself. I mean, because really, what if they weren't here? What if there was some disaster and they got snapped up and blown away? So here I am trying to figure this out. So now the TV's on. The TV's on. Yay for me. All right. Now.
You got to change the input.
I've got to change the input. Enter.
Not enter, input. Oh, okay, there you go.
Oh boy.
No, but you got, it's not component.
Okay. Ah! Hey! HDMI, is that me?
You're warm.
Two?
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You got off to a good start.
Whoa! I'm a wiener!
Okay. No, you're not even through the challenge yet.
Oh.
Okay, so now you gotta do things on your phone.
Right, now I've got to do things on my phone. All right,
that's the hard part.
Okay, okay. So I'm in YouTube. I've got up a video. This is Aretha Franklin, one of my favorite artists. Okay. Oh, come on now. Hey! Look at what this says. Cast. Why isn't it rotating? Cast. Den TV. Come on. Hello! Bingo! I got it. I can't believe it. This was easier than I thought. Okay. Come on. This is good. Come on, play. I got this far. Okay, here we go. Oh no. Okay, here we go. I got you. Okay, come on now. I did it.
Now you have to turn it off. Now you have to figure out how to turn it off. No, that's cheating. That is cheating. You cheated. You gotta figure out how to stop casting. Well, you gotta figure out how to stop casting, because that was cheating.
Oh,
You can't cheat at the challenges.
I was doing good. I can't believe I got that much. I can't believe it. Okay.
Now you gotta figure out how to stop casting.
I did it. I'm good. I completed the challenge. I won. Yay! Oh! All right. Stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, we are back, and during this segment, we are going to be talking about some baking basics. That's why we're in the kitchen. Normally, we are on another part of the set, but we thought that would be better. But before we get to that, Adriana is going to share with us her famous Did You Know Niche news type thing. So hit us with some Did You Know facts, Adriana.
So, did you know that baking soda has a wide variety of uses?
Mm-hmm.
So, you may already know that you can use it, of course, to bake
Right.
and also to freshen up odors around the house.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also use it to tenderize meat and to polish silver.
Now, I knew about polishing silver, did not know about tenderizing meat, really.
Yeah, so if you take some small pieces of meat, like if you want to cut up some beef or if you want to cut up some chicken, you can just soak it in some baking soda and water, and that'll tenderize the meat.
Wow, had no idea. That is really cool. Maybe something I might do. Tell us another Did You Know fact.
Did you know that chocolate chip cookies were invented by accident?
Oh no, really?
Yes.
Praise the Lord for accidents.
So, in the 1800s, a baker was trying to make some pure chocolate cookies, but ran out of cocoa powder and tried to substitute by cutting up a chocolate bar in hopes that the chocolate would melt in the oven.
Right.
But it didn't. It just created this little pockets of chocolate within an otherwise vanilla cookie.
Wow.
But people loved it, and that's how chocolate chip cookies were born.
That's how the chocolate chip cookie was born. You know what? Thank God for born days. Chocolate chip cookie born days. Right? Okay, share with us one more Did You Know fact. Hit me.
So did you know that putting your baked goods in the refrigerator actually makes them go stale faster?
No.
Yes, the low temperatures within the refrigerator actually speed up the process of crystallizing the starch, and that's what creates the stale flavor and texture.
Really? You would think it would be, I think most of us thinks that it would be the opposite.
Yeah,
Don't you think it's counterintuitive?
Yeah, if you're trying to keep baked goods for a couple of days, it's best to just cover them up, maybe in a plastic bag or in a Tupperware container, and just keep them on the countertop.
Is that right? Well, there you go, folks. Some Did You Know facts. Did you know? I didn't know. Thanks for sharing. Well, right now, let's talk a little bit about baking for beginners. I think that's an important subject to talk about, because I think sometimes people think baking is hard.
Yeah.
Baking from scratch is hard. I used to think that, but now I know that that's not the case. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people look at recipes online and they're very intimidated. They're like, oh, I could never make that. But there are a lot of, easy baking recipes that are not that much harder than using a boxed mix.
Yeah, and speaking of box mixes, do you remember how I used to, when you were a little girl, I used to buy the box mixes all the time, Duncan Hines and Betty Crocker. I just thought that was the way to do it. But we have since moved from that, and we bake from scratch all the time. Can you talk a little bit about the staples that are needed? I see you have some things laid out here. What kind of staples are we talking about when it comes to baking something from scratch?
Well, if you're wanting to bake more at home, well, it's really important to keep certain staples in the house.
Right.
So, like flour, butter, eggs, sugar, and you also need to keep some baking powder and some baking soda.
That's right. That's right.
If you have these things in the house, it makes baking a lot easier because you're not having to constantly run out and get ingredients.
That's right. Of course, we don't have that right here, but salt would be another baking ingredient, don't you think?
Yes, salt is very important.
That's right. Now, can you talk a little bit about some tips for good recipes or easy recipes? What are some easy recipes that we can talk about or share with our viewers?
So cookies are a good place to start because they're easy to mix up and it doesn't really require any special equipment to make a cookie dough recipe and then stick that in the oven.
That's right.
And believe it or not, it's actually not that hard to make homemade cakes.
That's right.
There's really only a couple of extra steps between, buying a box mix versus just making it yourself.
Wow.
And if you don't want to go through the hassle of frosting a whole cake, you can make cupcakes and that's a lot easier.
Oh yeah, cupcakes are terrific. They're small and basically you're just using a basic cake recipe, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And if you want to get a basic cake recipe for cupcakes, go to Adriana's YouTube channel. It's Cooking at the Cauthens, right?
Yes.
On YouTube, and she has several cake recipes on there that are easy to follow. She'll take you through all the steps, and the recipe is posted on the website as well. So that's a really good alternative. What about pizza? I see you have some pizza dough here.
Yes, pizza dough is really easy to make. It only requires a few ingredients, just some flour, some sugar, some water, and some yeast. And, here's some yeast right here.
Right, and that's the fast rising?
This is active dry yeast.
Okay.
This is just regular yeast, but even with the regular yeast, it still rises in about an hour.
Wow.
So it doesn't really require much skill to make pizza dough.
Right, and the nice thing about pizza dough is that you're able to...
Yeah, you can freeze it and then you have leftovers.
Right, and then and we've used that on many occasions, take the frozen pizza dough out of the freezer and defrost it really quickly in the microwave, and then, roll it out with your rolling pin, put on your basic toppings, and then bingo, you've got a meal.
Yeah, but keeping leftover pizza dough in the freezer is also a great way to cook ahead.
Yeah, it's great. It's some really easy things you can do for baking if you want to just get started. And so we hope that gives you some help for baking in the kitchen, some basic baking tips. Well, don't go away. We will be right back. Well, we are back, and our time together is almost but before we go, I would like to share with you some pictures that a viewer by the name of Shirley Ann Conner, Shirley Ann Conner is actually a friend of mine, sent me of some beautiful heirloom quilts that have been passed down to her from her mother and her grandmother. So take a look at what Shirley shared with us. First picture that Shirley sent us is a photo of a quilt that her great-grandmother pieced together by hand. Shirley shared that her great-grandmother finished the top, but was unable to finish the batting or backing. Shirley kept the quilt in a chest that her mother gave her, and in 2015, a friend helped her finish the quilt. The second picture is a quilt that Shirley's mother started for her hope chest. At the time, the Haviland, Kansas newspaper printed embroidery designs for the then 48 states, and her mother transferred these designs onto squares and did all of the embroidery. Shirley said that she's not quite sure why her mother never finished the quilt, but with the help of another friend, Shirley was able to complete the project in 2010. Well, we want to say a special thank you to Shirley Ann Conner for sending us those lovely photos of the quilts that were passed down to her from her mother and from her grandmother. And we want to also give you an opportunity to share with us something that you've done to elevate your life or the life of someone that you know. And it could basically be anything that has just taking you to the next level. Do you have a special art that you do? Do you dance? Do you sing? Do you garden? Have you kicked the habit of maybe smoking? Have you lost some weight and you've elevated your health to another level? Share that with us, and Adriana's going to tell you how you can do that.
Yes, so to share your story with us, go to our Elevate YouTube channel page and subscribe. Then email your story and pictures to elevateytchannel@gmail.com. You can also become a friend of the Elevate Facebook page, and that will allow you to share your stories and pictures with us there as well.
Yes, perfect. Now, just so you know, the Elevate Talk Show uploads a new episode every week on Sunday evening. So check us out. Go to our YouTube channel, the Elevate Talk Show YouTube channel, and check us out. We also can be seen, if you live in DeKalb County, Georgia, we can be seen on Chromecast Channel 25 Sunday evenings at 7 p.m.
Yes, so thank you for watching the Elevate show this week, and we can't wait to see you guys next week.
That's right, and remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Elevate Talk Show. Well, that's it for this week, folks. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye.